Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Clean Green Living, broadcasted here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. I am your host, Queen Bri, and our co-host Christina is in his house. What's going on, Christina? How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for
Good.
asking.
No problem.
I love that eyeshadow before I forget to tell you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I see your fall colors.
Yes, it's fall. Did someone say fall? This is my jam. Fall is where it's at. I love to layer up in a cute sweater.
And match the leaves outside.
Oh my God, these are so beautiful.
We are.
I love fall. I'm a summer baby, but fall is my favorite. Fall is my favorite. The way the leaves look, the way in the sun even looks differently. I don't know if anybody notices that, but like the sun is just different in the fall. So I love it. I love the vibes, the look, everything about fall. What's your favorite holiday? What's your favorite season?
Summer.
Summer?
Yeah, and I guess I'm a fall baby. But
Your fall baby?
uh-huh.
Your birthday? When is your birthday? November?
November.
Okay. I was like, I
Yeah.
feel like I remember November. Um, all right, let's open up with a land acknowledgement.
Oh, me?
I can go. You look,
Oh,
you look well prepared. So I was like, all right, honey, take it
I was
away.
prepared. Okay. Land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Coast Salish past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish, Suquamish, Nisqually, Snoqualmie, and Muckleshoot tribes. We also acknowledge what has happened on this land to impact the lives of the Black community in Seattle due to redlining, the systemic and oppressive mechanism of anti Black racism enacted by the white leaders, politicians, business people, and others rob Black families of the opportunity to build and pass down generational wealth. To share your own story of home or land loss in the central area of Seattle, please contact us here at Clean Greens on behalf of the Black Dollar Days Task Force, King County Reparations Project, www.blackdollardaystaskforce.org, or www.cleangreensfarmmarket.com. You can email or call us. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I just want to put a disclaimer out here. I love my title, but I didn't make that title. Daniel was being funny and put Brain of the Garden. Every time that rolls up, I be cracking up.
I think he probably heard at one point you were doing like so much research. I think it was before garden season, and you kept saying your brain hurts. So maybe
Oh,
he just made you the brain of the garden.
I do be doing research, y'all, because they be trying to play me because I don't have farming in my background. So
Who
when I'm
tries to play you? Don't.
I ain't even go blast my family like that because we family. We gonna keep that in a secret.
Oh, it's your family.
No, I'm talking about Clean Greens as a whole
Oh,
family, not
okay.
my Jeffrey Scott family. But I don't know. I just be feeling like I be getting played, so I be having to do research to let these people know that I am serious and I be knowing what I'm talking about sometimes.
Look, I respect your learning style because I cannot just open a book and learn like that.
I,
It's
you I used to be
mm-mm.
like that. I'm very shocked within myself. I had to tell myself to stop looking stuff up because now I'm just addicted to learning stuff. I'm addicted to signing up for workshops and webinars. And it's like, Brian, you don't need to know any more information. You have enough right now. Let's just work with what you have right now. But I guess, Brain, I'm trying to take over the world, y'all. That's the perfect
The brain. So it's
title.
not
I
just
love
the
it.
garden, Daniel. It's the world.
It's the world. I'm trying to take over the world. I like that. Keep it. Don't take it off, Daniel. I just wanted people. Like I was trying to say, I'm not that full of myself, but I guess I am because I'm trying to take over the world. You guys, okay, back to the show. Sorry, it's not about me. Um, I just want to remind everybody, our fall Lottie Cross Harvest Dinner is
I
yes,
was thinking, yeah.
that is
Daniel, are you he's an 80s baby?
yeah, he's a late 80s baby. He's a late 80s, early to 90s baby, aren't you, Daniel? um, the 80s is where it was at. All the good we had all the good cartoons and all the good shows.
Mhm.
Fall Harvest Dinner, our Lottie Cross Harvest Dinner is coming up. Save the date, November 18th. It is happening. It is happening. We are going to start promoting it real soon. But we've just been so busy having fun and living life that we're just getting a little bit behind on promoting it. But save the date, November 18th. It is going to be such a good harvest dinner. You guys come. We're going to have full of information for you. So please, details to follow, but I want you to save the date. Um, our youth farm went really well. I'm already look, this is bad. I'm already planning next year. I'm already
That's
planning for
good. Because you're looking forward to what you wanna do next year. Like, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Thank you. Because it's like we have so many kids and there's so much to do. So like I'm already starting to plan, and of course Christina, Samara, they have input. They help me with this. So it's not just me doing this by myself. Christina and Samara, our youth coordinator, is putting in hard work too. But I am super excited. We reached our 30 kid mark. We reached 30 kids. Now, not all kids came every week, and that's not the expectation. But
Yeah,
we reached our goal of 30 kids. That is super exciting, super exciting. And the
yeah.
kids they're coming on, we're giving them a small stipend, which is huge for the little kids. Like they can't wait to get their money. Coriel, my son, be thinking he's rich, but they get a small little stipend every week. They're learning how to garden, they're learning how to eat well. I can't stress this enough how learning how to eat and take care of your body starts from birth. It starts from birth. Don't beat yourself up. Talking to myself too, because I'm all looking at my kids' eating activities, and I'm like, Lord,
Eating
I'm
activity.
to offload. But we gonna get it together. Yes, eating healthy, showing your kids how to eat starts from birth. Of course, when they get older, they make other decisions, but that core value, that seed, plant it in them early, and that's what we're trying to do with our youth farm, which is give them food education around food. And not only did it started off with just being education around food, but it also teaches them how to build community, because with their produce they are able to give it out to the community. They're able to take it home to their families and cook and come up with cool recipe ideas. I get joy out of watching these kids, and they were like, I was like, what? I asked them, what do you want to do more of? And they said planting. So while I'm remembering, Christina, when you're out there, can you please bring back some more starts so we can finish our circle that we started filling in? I don't know if you noticed that when you went out there.
I did. I was like, "Wow, that's a lot of plants." Because Tommy was thinking maybe that was too many, but y'all got them all in, and that's a
Yeah.
good area. We're gonna put some bark around it to let people know, don't walk around it. Can we, make an announcement asking for volunteers at Amy Yee?
Yes, we can. Make your announcement, girl.
Oh, this is just a public service announcement. If you have any time and energy to donate to Clean Greens Farm Youth Farm, that's located off Amy Martin Luther King at the Amy Tennis Center.
It's South
We
Holgate Street.
What's the address?
28 South Holgate Street. 28th Avenue, South Holgate Street.
Right, it's right next to MLK Memorial Park. Um, we have a mound of wood chips that we need distributed, and our youth, they're strong, but we want to save this work for the able-bodied adults. Um, so yeah, we're just putting that out there. We'd appreciate you.
Nice. Yes, we do need those chips. We need chips laid, and then we're going to need soil laid. We're going to need all that kind of help. So please, please, if you're there, let us know. Am I missing any CSAs? Please pick up your CSA. Or if you know a family who is in need of fresh organic produce, we are in season until the end of this month. We may, depending on weather, be able to stretch it out a little bit more, but for sure, till the end of October, you can grab a fresh bag of organic produce at 116 21st Avenue in the parking lot. That is across the street from New Hope Baptist Church in the parking lot. fresh off the farm produce. All right, guys. Well, today we have a guest. I'm so excited to welcome on Rosario Lopez, who works with Familia. Did I say that right? I was trying to practice in my head to really execute that. Um, which is an unaccompanied. I'm trying, y'all. Unaccompanied and undocumented youth mutual aid group. We want to welcome Rosaria on to talk about the great work that she's doing and how we can support and show up for our undocumented youth. So, everyone, please welcome on Rosario Lopez.
Hello, thank you so
Hey,
much for having me. Good to see you, Christina, and nice to meet you.
hola.
Hi,
Hi.
nice to meet you too. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for the invitation, and I'm here with two of the youth organizers, Ever
Hi,
and Danny.
Hola.
thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. Yes, so we're so great to hear about. It's so great to hear about all the work that you all are doing and providing food for our community. So thanks so much for
No
everything.
problem.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Well, thank you. Well, tell us about your program. Tell us about what you guys do and the work that you guys are doing.
Yes, so just to give some background, Super Familia is a group that was started by three unaccompanied youth, the youth that come from several parts of the world to the US without their parents. One of those youth was Jose Ventura. Jose Ventura, and I think it's important to. I think I just wanted to like take some time and talk about the roots and why the group was started, because I feel like it's really important for us to honor our roots. So Jose Ventura was a youth who came to the US when he was 14. He was traveling by himself from El Salvador. So his mother was here in Texas, and he wanted to be with her. So he started his journey at the age of 14. When folks come from South America, they have to cross several borders. And it's important to recognize that as we started this show, it's like we start with a land acknowledgement. Many of us are indigenous to this land, and um, when we started having borders that were set after colonization, our people lost the right to travel within our continent. And so when Jose tried to come to the US, he had to travel through Central America and through Mexico. Unfortunately, he was kidnapped in Mexico at the age of 14 by one of the cartels there, Los Zetas, and he was tortured and then sent back to El Salvador. But he really wanted to be able to be with his mom, so he came back and tried to do it again. And the second time he was able to make it. Unfortunately, by the time he got to his mother, a lot of families with all of the things that we have, all of the trauma, the mother started to cause a lot of harm to Jose. She actually kicked him out of the house. So Jose was couch surfing, living in with friends. Many times he had to spend the night on the streets. So then he was using alcohol and drugs as a way to cope. And so one time he was picked up by the police and then sent to immigration. And that's how Jose ended up here in Washington State. Jose was transferred to a youth detention center from that was run by Carson Home. It's located in Five, and they had $1 million contracts with the Office of Refugee and Resettlement to detain unaccompanied minors, and there was a lot of abuse that happened there. So when Jose was released, because we were doing mutual aid, I got connected with Jose, and we were able to support him with mutual aid support. Back in the pandemic, we were fundraising and supporting um, several folks who were struggling because of the pandemic with food and just we had mutual aid support of $500, and we were able to issue several hundred I would say like maybe like small mutual aid checks, or even like through Venmo, really like sometimes cash. So Jose was one of those folks who received support from mutual aid efforts. And then, like he asked me, Rosario, I want to organize and I would really like to help my community the way that you do. So he got released from detention at the age of 18, and he didn't have family here. And so then he started connecting with community, with several folks who do mutual aid support. We have a community pantry. He started volunteering at the community pantry. We provide fresh organic produce that we buy from BIPOC farmers, and then we distribute it for free for our community members. We do this in West Seattle. So he started volunteering with us, and he's like, I really want to start a mutual aid group that's led by folks like me who come here and we don't have family, we don't have anyone to support us, we don't speak the language, and you guys have become my family. And so he named the group Super Familia because he loved watching anime. And so he's like, okay, our group it's called Super Familia, and we're going to help out each other, and we're going to be family, we're going to be with each other during the good times and the bad times. And it was great to see all of the love that he had for community. He will always tell me, Rosario, when I hear about someone struggling with housing, my heart really hurts. It really hurts to hear that there's youth, that there's folks who don't have housing, don't have shelter, don't have money to eat. So he will say things like, we should get a house. We should make sure that we have enough food to share with community. Um, Unfortunately, we lost Jose when he turned after 1 month of turning 19.
Mm.
He was using coke, and the coke was had fentanyl. So it was drug poisoning. And so after losing Jose, we had to take some time, because that like it took a lot of us to use like grief and not having him and all of the love that he had. Like I remember he will say, oh, I met this 16-year-old girl at my school who's struggling with housing, and I gave her my check of $600, and now I don't have any money. And I would be like, Jose, why would you do that? Like, I get it that you want to help, but don't give everything. I know my community has my back. And then he would just fundraise so that he could have money for himself. And he really loved organizing in the pantry, and just even when it was cold or rainy, he would always be so happy doing the work. And I think just losing him really affected us, and we had to take I think we're still doing some work, but we had to take like a year of just slowing down and processing. And I think that's when it like Ever and Danny joined the group, and they have now focused a lot on our healing. Because initially we're like, let's go protest detention centers. Let's like, which it's still very important for us to protest police brutality and detention centers and all of the things, all of the systems that of oppression that are killing our people and detaining us. But I think after losing Jose, we were like, okay, we need to make sure that we work on our healing, because this is not sustainable. Like we will sometimes go to a protest and all of the energy, all of the triggers that we feel. So then we were, it was a blessing that Ever and Danny joined, because now they do healing through art, movement, and connecting with the earth. So also learning how to grow your own food, learning through we work on the Wanawari garden called Bloom. So we have been learning how to grow our food. Christina has been our mentor for the past 2 years. One of our mentors, we have several mentors. We have mentors who are indigenous folks, Ixley, Salinas, and Mark. who have taught us. We're learning a lot about healing, about our connection with the land, about knowing that the land it's sacred. The water is sacred, and we should not treat it as resources. And just like having that connection with the land has been helping us a lot. I mean, I just like sometimes you just go and touch the earth and it just the soil. And sometimes we just go to Guanajuari and cut some tomatillos and peppers, and then we come home and make a good salsa and like some quesadillas. So it's just, I think that um, our work has shifted. We still join protests. We still, like speak out against police brutality. But now we have focused prioritizing our healing through movement. Danny does paintings. He does amazing paints. And so he teaches how to paint and how to do art, how to draw. And Ever does like cumbia workshops. It's hard to see Ever, but I don't know. I'm trying to move the camera. He does like healing through movement workshops. And we have been able to just connect with other communities who are learning about the land, connected with the land, environmental justice. And I guess I'll take a stop and see if there's any questions.
Well, thank you for that information. If you're just tuning in, you're tuning into Clean Greens Living Live, broadcasting here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Our guest, Rosario Lopez, here with Familia, is here talking about their organization and the work that they do. So you guys, it's important. I like your shifts. Like even when we're out there protesting police brutality, we also have to keep in mind that we have to keep our mental health intact and ready to be able to do the work. So what you were saying, what I'm hearing is that your program works with undocumented youth who has come to the U.S. Are you
Oh,
um,
I'm interpreting for them while I'm
okay. You're undocumented youth, so you guys have built a family and support system around the youth who come into the United States. And so, what does that look like for them? There's a detention center that they come into, or do you guys that people are able to come and stay with you all?
So I think your voice. I don't know if I have a bad connection or if you have a bad connection. But are you able to hear me? Oh, okay.
There
I
we
can.
go. Okay. Sorry if that was me.
Yes, so I think that because of Jose, we were connected to several folks who are also on a company youth. Yes, there is actually nonprofits who have contracts with the Office of Refugee and Resettlement to keep the youth detained here in Washington State. So one of them was Carson Home 5 that actually recently closed. A lot of the youth will escape from there. Most of the youth who escaped from there were from Honduras, but they had like youth from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Congo, like several countries. Um, and then there was also Youth Care also has two detention centers. They call them shelters, and they really want to like make it look like they're helping. But even like the social workers who go work there, they're like, oh, I didn't know that I was going to be a guard. I came in looking for this job as a social worker. So yeah, Youth Care has two facilities where they detain unaccompanied youth. One is Casa 1 and Casa 2. um, Casa 2 is in Lake City, and that's where they keep femmes or folks who were born as female. And then Casa 2 is in the University District Zone. There's also Friends of Youth, Lutheran Community Service, Catholic Community Service also keeps youth. And even when we heard about youth being separated by their from their parents, it's social is Catholic Community Service has a contract to keep youth in short-term foster care. Like I remember having to give a know your rights training to a baby who was not even 1 year old. And so I was like, you need to give a know your rights training to this youth, to this baby, because they're in removal proceedings. Um, so just like making the connection of like also how the system, like we heard about boarding schools. Orange Short Day was recently. I went to a protest in Seattle to like talk about the brutality that Indigenous folks face when their kids were taken to boarding schools. So even now, like the U.S. continues to separate children from their families through the foster care system. So yeah, sure. Catholic Community Services has a contract with the Office of Refugee and Resettlement, so that when youth get separated from their parents, they're taken to several families that are working with Catholic Community Services through short-term foster care. And so when we start organizing with the youth, most of them have gone through like a lot of the trauma of having to cross or were detained. Many youth are facing removal proceedings and have to find an attorney. They're not cheap, like $15,000. Most of the folks have to pay so that they can get legal representation. There's several nonprofits who provide legal aid, but they don't really have the capacity to help everyone. So there's a lot of youth who end up having to pay a private attorney, and if they still have to pay the expenses of their trip, they owe a lot of money. So it also makes them an easy target for human trafficking or labor exploitation. So what it looks like is youth come to us because we're just like being in community. That's how we know, of a lot of the youth who need the support. And then we get to know them. So for example, like Danny showed up to like one of the trainings, and he enjoyed like going to
Can we? I'm sorry, we're running out of time. Can you let us know where we can reach out and support and find out more information about your program?
Yeah, so we have an Instagram. It's called Superfamilia KC. And folks can contact us and let us know if they would like to support us or if they want to be part of the family.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And we look forward to finding out more information about you.
Thank you, Rosario.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciated the background. It's a beautiful story. I never knew.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, you guys.